Hey, you know what it says. This is the day that the Lord has made. Rejoice and be glad in it. And you know, it don't tell us what day to do that. So we kind of assume that it's every day. And some days I just don't feel like doing that, to be honest with you. Hey there, it's Pete with GCI Turf. Hope you're having a great day today. And I hope your day went better than mine, because it was kind of a nightmare day. I know folks have them. I have them every now and then. You watch your videos and you're like, oh man, he's got such cool equipment and all that stuff's so cool and so nice, and he's got it going on and all this is so hunky-dory and all that. But it ain't the case all the time. So I honestly did not intend on filming this. I didn't even bring my camera with me yesterday. But when I got on this hill, this is gonna be somewhere around the 50-degree mark, maybe 60 degrees down here toward the end. So pretty steep. I kind of underestimated the hill in the beginning, and I said, you know what? I need the dual wheels because I didn't have them on the tractor. Definitely needed that. I almost turned the Ventrac over right over here. First time that's ever happened. I had a bucket full of dirt, kind of went downhill and kind of made a little bit of a turn, and the back end come straight up off the ground, and I was literally looking straight down, scared the bejeebies out of me. Every hole on my body tightened up. I was absolutely, that was probably the scariest I've ever been on the Ventrac. You're typically very safe on it and feel good on it. And I guess I just got a little overconfident, a little cocky, and stupid Nat, and went down the hill and kind of went too hard to the right, and it stood up with me. So I let it back down, called Colby at the office, said, hey, I need the dual wheels and bring my camera. And so I got my camera, ended up filming all of it. And again, I really wasn't gonna film this when I started the job. I was gonna get over here and knock it out and go back to the office. But I'm glad I filmed it, because I got to catch on camera a really bad day. Now, don't take that the wrong way. I had a great day, okay? I'm thankful to be alive. I'm thankful to be working. Thankful for a body to be able to work. But if anything could have went wrong, it went wrong. I think the tensioner for the PTO is out of whack a little bit. Maybe it's putting a little bit too much tension on the belts or not enough, but I went through belts like crazy. It kept popping off and popping off and popping off and popping off. And I would work for 3 seconds and it would pop off. And I would work for 8 seconds and it would pop off. Finally, it broke. I don't have any spares, so I get in the truck, run to AutoZone, buy one, a B50, and come back, it's too short. Go back to AutoZone, buy a B54, which is the one I actually need, and they don't have it. They're out of stock. Went to the open sign was flashing at the Napa store, pulled in Napa, went to go in and get a belt, and they're closed, even though the open sign was on. So somebody forgot to cut it off, I guess. Went across the street to Advanced Auto Part, no B54 belt. Went to the truck, got the old belt, looped it up so I could get the right length. And me and the gentleman at Advanced Auto, he was nice enough to let me go, and we found a belt. It wasn't nowhere near wide enough. The belts that go on the Ventrac are about a 1/2 inch wide or so, 3/4 inch. This one was about a 1/4 inch wide. It's like a simple little automotive belt. So I put it on there and made it do. As soon as I got the belt on, I start to go down the hill. I had like 4 passes I was gonna get done, and the stinking machine ran out of gas at the bottom of the hill. Just ran out of gas. Just one of those days. So I run get my gas can. I had one of those on the truck, filled it up, got gas all over me, so I used a little dirt to clean up and jumped on the machine. Thought I was getting ready to get back at it and get done, and it wouldn't crank. And I thought maybe just take a minute for the gas to get to the carburetor. And I tried it again, and it wouldn't crank. And again. And again. And again. And finally I said, you know what? I bet I flooded it. So I let the machine take a break. I went inside the church here and sat down, played a little video game and chilled out. Now by then it was dark. And so I come back out, hit it again, it fired up for a minute, cut right back off. I was like, what in the world is going on with this thing? So from 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., I messed with that Ventrac and tried to get it to crank, and it just wouldn't. So it was about 8:30. By then I was really frustrated. I was tired. I was ready to go home. Although with all that happened, I did not cuss. I kept my cool. And so I walked down to the machine, pitch black dark, turned the lights on so I could see, had the light on my phone on so I could see walking down the hill. You ever see those commercials where it pans around and things light up and glow and it's like, ah, you know, one of those moments, like an aha moment. And as the light shined across the floorboard of the Ventrac, I caught a little glimpse of the fuel shutoff valve. Now, if you don't know what a fuel shutoff valve is, majority of mowers and things like that have it. The Ventrac has one, and if I'm sitting in the seat, it's right here, kind of right against the fender well. And what it is, it's just a little valve that you can cut the gas off to the carburetor or to the engine, and you know, just for whatever reason you want to cut the gas off, you can do it. I've gotten on and off of that Ventrac 1,000 times, I know, and never once has this happened. I think because this grade is steep and I was going up and down and I was sitting further back and kind of leaned back a little bit more, I think my calf over the course of the day gradually started turning that on-off valve. And when I looked down there and I saw it, I was like, well, no wonder it won't crank. The gas is cut off. You know, you really feel like a dummy, and that's just one of those things that you don't really think to check. I mean, at least I don't. So I gently turned it to the on position. I set my buttocks in the seat of the Ventrac, and it fired right up like a brand new one. So that was kind of how my day went. I did get the job done today, though. What the deal here is, this area is washed out and rutted up and just, you know, it's just eroded over time. So I had a couple of dump truck loads of dirt delivered and spread it all out throughout here, filling in the ruts and the imperfections and covering roots up and all kind of things. And I did a lot of smoothing out with the bucket, kind of the rough grade part of it, and you know, back dragging and filling in the low spots. And then once I did that, I jumped on the power rake and was able to power rake all this. Now there is some existing grass here on the hill, so I didn't get very aggressive with the power rake. I was just aggressive enough to slick the area down so that, you know, it's good for mowing. You know, that's really the reason we graded this, is so we could actually mow it. And once I got my power rake work done, I jumped on there with the aerator, and fortunately I've had the seed box on the aerator, so I'm able to drop the grass seed as I'm working, which made it very convenient, because I really would not ever put any type of ride-on spreader on this kind of a hill. And then once I got that done, I grabbed that old roller. I'm really starting to like that roller a whole lot. And I rolled the area down and and press the seed down into the ground, giving me some real good seed to soil contact. Plus, I don't want this ground totally completely loose. I want it firmed up a little bit, packed down a little bit, simply because I feel like it will wash less if we happen to get a major downpour or thunderstorm. And once I got it all rolled good, I grabbed the old hydro seeder, and that's something else I am really starting to like. I'm really liking the hydro seeder. Actually, I'll be doing some videos here pretty soon with some updates from previous videos where we used the hydro seeder. I am getting exceptional results, so I'm absolutely loving that. One thing I did a little bit different, I didn't have any liquid starter fertilizer, so I put the protein granular starter fertilizer in the tank, and it worked like a champ. I could not believe that's the first time I've ever done that, so I didn't know what to expect, and it worked flawlessly. So now all we need is a little water, right? A little rain. I'm gonna be very anal with my guys on this because we mow this property as well. And this is another area that I have a very specific way I want it cut, I want it mowed, and it's the only way I'm gonna accept it done. So once we get some establishment out here, we'll get some more fertilizer on it, get it hopping, get it jumping. And then when we mow it, I'll probably come mow it the first time, bring the crew out here and kind of show them how I want this mowed. We're really not concerned about how this looks aesthetically. We're concerned about it holding the dirt in place and not eroding. So the mowing part of it doesn't really have to be pretty as long as we don't tear the grass up. So there you go. Another one in the books. This is my last renovation type work for this year. As long as it gets some water on it, still plenty of time here in North Carolina for this to germinate and come up. Chances of us mowing it before first of the year, just depends on the weather, to be honest with you. It may be the spring of the year next year before we actually can mow it. So as always, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch. I'll leave you with one thing. This is the day that the Lord has made. Rejoice and be glad in it. Check you later.